ground will never come down. When the sun comes up, we'll be feeling how we do right now. My heart's on fire, coming down to the wire. While the world sleeps, we'll keep burning brighter and brighter.
The beginning of January had been unseasonably cold for this time of the year, so we put off cutting our second lot of hay until some better temperatures arrived. Today is the 16th of January and the forecast is for 24 degrees over the next 4 days, so we put the mower on and got started on the second lot of hay. Half of these hay paddocks are remnants from the days when my nan was a very small-time shepherdess, so the paddocks are small, tricky and time-consuming to mow. All of the trees in these paddocks mean we need decent temperature to get the hay past the line. All of the smaller paddocks are first cut hay, which basically means it hasn't been cut this season with a mower. This is quite mature hay and is useful during the winter months when the cows are dry. It is a bulk filler and gives them something to chew on all day when their grazing areas are restricted in the winter months. The larger paddocks are all second cut hay that has already been mowed this season. This is a really important feed for us because it is very high quality hay that we use for feeding milking cows. The first cut hay only needed 1 tedder because it was already dry before we cut it, but the second cut hay needed 2 turns to make sure it was dry enough before baling. The second cut hay is very leafy green material with a lot of clover and herbs in the base that takes a lot more drying to get it right.
This is crispy. It's crispy. Crispy. See, here.
We ended up with 70 size 15 bales, which takes the season's hay total to 230, which is at the higher end of our typical bale tally. We have one more paddock of second cut hay to bale in a week or two, but that will probably be the last of the hay this year because it is starting to dry out and we won't be running a feed surplus again until it rains in a meaningful amount. We stack the second cut hay in a different shed than the first cut hay, so it is easy to know which is which when it comes time to feed it out. One of the things that video is unable to capture is the smell. The wonderful aroma of hay is something I will never tire of. From the aromatics of the freshly cut grass to the sweet, intoxicating scent of perfectly dry, freshly baled hay. It is more comforting than the smell of freshly baked bread and more satisfying than a Sunday roast with all the trimmings in the depths of winter. Hay is by far the sweetest smell of summer.